Greetings, I am Pillar Next with Ancient Gladiator. Today with more Fake It Until They Remake It. The little treat today is Container. So, in the previous episode I did Tigers and Euphrates. All I had to do for this game, aside from all the card stock, I was just using big index cards, was adding some extra cubes to the set that I was already using, and then taking some out. In this game, you have your color with your player board. You'll start with a warehouse. You'll start with a ship. You will start with a random factory machine of one of 5 different colors. You will start with a matching container of that machine at the value of 2. And you will also start with a random gold card out of 5. It tells you what containers you're trying to collect. To actually get to that point, first someone has to make the containers. As part of a player's turn, they can pay 1 money to the player to their right to produce 1 container for each of their machines. They must produce all the containers that they can. The container supply is limited based on the number of players, so if there's none available, then you just miss out on one. You're also limited to having up to 2 times the number of machines. And then you can only do that once per turn. One of your other actions for the turn can be buying someone else's produced containers by paying them directly. More actions you can do: buy a new machine. As long as it's not a color you already have, you can spend the money to the bank, which takes money out of the economy. You can also spend money to buy more warehouses, which takes more money out of the economy. When buying containers from other players, you're limited to 1 times the number of warehouses you have, and you can price them however you want. You can never buy your own containers. You can, as another action, move your ship from sea to someone's harbor, to back to the sea, to another harbor, back to the sea, to the island. When a ship goes to a harbor, they can buy whatever containers were there at whatever price they were set. You can never move your own ship into your own harbor. So let's say the green player wants to buy these. They spent $7. Oh yeah. For this particular set, my substitute for money is the scythe coins. I bought like 3 sets of these, and they're just like really, really nice. I use them for whatever games I have that need money representation better than bills or cardboard coins. So when a ship moves from sea to the island, every other player will get a chance to secretly bid money for those containers. After everyone reveals, that player can either accept the highest bid, in addition to accepting the same amount of money from the bank. So let's say Orange wants to buy those for like $8. A grid accepts, they get an extra 8 from the bank. So that's a total of 16. And then those go to orange section of the island. Any auction immediately ends the turn. The game goes on until each player takes 2 actions and then passes to the left. The game ends when 2 of the 5 colors of containers are empty. And then it'll go to scoring based on your card. The first thing you check is, do you have one of each of the 5 colors? If so, your second color is worth 10 instead of 5. If not, then it's just 5. The second thing you check is, of the containers you have, what do you have the most of? You're going to have to treat those as 0. If there's a tie, you get to decide. If the tie is between your second color and anything else, you automatically lose the second color. So you'll get the value of your containers on the island. Anything you still have on your boat is worth $3. Anything you still have in your harbor store is worth $2. Your cash on hand counts as well. Highest total wins. The tiebreaker is most containers on the island. There's no further tiebreaker after that. Something else you can do during the game is take a loan. You get $10 from the bank. You can do it at any time. However, at the start of your following turns, you'll have to pay $1. If you can't pay the dollar, then you start losing containers off the island. The player to your right will decide. If you have no containers left on the island, you lose them out of your harbor store, then you lose them out of your factory, then you start losing a warehouse or machines. You get set back pretty far if you bungle your finances. Don't let it happen. Or hope the game ends pretty freaking soon. But if you have any outstanding loans at the end of the game, you lose $11 out of your final total. Why do I like this game? Just because it's just the whole economics of it. There's a very limited amount of money between the 3 to 5 players. And if you're not paying attention, that money can just disappear in an instant. Going towards new warehouses, new machines, that goes away very quickly. Paying money to your players for producing, buying from their factory, buying from their warehouses. It just shuffles money between players. Taking someone else's bid for the auction adds money to the economy. Buying your own, if you don't like any of the offers, takes money out. So you gotta be paying very close attention to that. A loan might put a good amount of money in for a little while, but the interest and the payback is going to wipe it out. I last had this game around the time... Was it around the time it came out? No, I want to say it was 2010, maybe 2011. Somewhere in the 2009 to 2011 range. Apparently there's also an expansion too, but I missed out on it. I'd love to... I want to see this game reprinted. This is, as I like to make clear, this is for my own personal study, my own personal amusement. This is not for sale. I might only mess with it with other players privately, only with people I really trust. But there's someone in our gaming group that should have my old copy anyway, that we just play with anyway. They did a revamped version of this, like through Kickstarter, and apparently they only used like half the containers. Let's see if I can bring the card. Yeah, I tried to shove everything onto this one card. In a standard game, or in a normal game, it's 4 times the number of players per color. So in a full 5-player game, that's 20 of each of the 5 colors. I find it amusing that the colors ended up being the same as the 5 colors for Magic the Gathering. It kind of worked out with what I was doing with Tigris and Euphrates. There's the other thing I like is the that balance aspect, where you kind of have to buy stuff in kind of a balanced set. If you try to sell someone like, if you put like 3 of a single color on your boat, it's not going to sell for as well as 3 unique colors. It's something to keep in mind. This is a game I want to see reprinted. This reprinted, the expansion reprinted together in a reasonable box with good art. Until then, I have this copy, and that's how I will fake it until I remake it. There is, in fact, a poll going on Board Game Geek. Do you want to see Container get a reprint? To which I say, hell yes! Reprint the ever-living shit out of this game. Make it cheap, make it good. I mean, make it affordable. Make it quality, of course. But until then, this is what I got. Alright, thanks very much for watching. I'm not sure what else I want to cover with this series. I'm halfway tempted to do Space Hulk. I don't know how I'll make that work. Like, certain colors will represent a specialized kind of Terminator. And I'll just have to use like some wooden counters with numbers on the bottom for the how many gene stealers are in the blip, and use like maybe red for a gene stealer, or like purple for a broodlord or something like that. It'll be a fun challenge to figure out. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.